Lawyers for Luigi Mangione have withdrawn their plan to pursue a psychiatric defense in his New York State murder trial for the killing of UnitedHealthcare CEO Brian Thompson. This move comes just one day after those lawyers told the court that they would pursue that psychiatric defense. Mangione faces several charges, including second-degree murder. CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson joins me now. Jessica, let's start at an important place because this terminology is new to me. Psychiatric defense. As a layperson, I think, is that the same as an insanity defense?
It's a good question. So this varies a little bit state by state, but essentially what they were going to argue is that there was an extreme emotional disturbance. That is different from what you and I are used to talking about, which is insanity. So when it comes to this particular defense in a state case, in New York, what it would have done is brought down the charge from second-degree murder to a manslaughter charge. So it wouldn't erase culpability. It would just say that there's less culpability and, of course, less punishment that would go along with it. When it comes to the insanity defense, it's, of course, known as the insanity defense, but the full term is generally not guilty by reason of insanity. And in that case, of course, you're arguing something different, which is that the person was really not able to form the intent necessary to prove that somebody is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt for these intentional crimes. And obviously, that does a lot more than bring you from a murder charge to a manslaughter charge. Again, that would indicate that the person really is not guilty because they could not form that mental intent necessary.
From the outside, Jessica, this appears to be a pretty capable set of lawyers representing Luigi Mangione. How unusual would it be for an experienced set of lawyers to pursue and tell the court it was going in one direction and then abruptly reverse?
So I actually I think I have a little bit of a contrarian view here where I don't think this is hugely unusual in this circumstance, which is that there is a state trial and a federal trial. That in and of itself does not happen every day. And when we were talking about this emotional disturbance defense, it is not available in the federal trial. So I think what you were seeing here is that the defense attorneys were waiting all the way to the deadline to determine whether or not they wanted to move forward with the defense. This was their deadline to say, here are the experts, this is what they were going to say, and have all of that information out in the public. My understanding is that that could have been tantamount to, he actually did commit crimes, but again, don't hold him as culpable as you otherwise could. That's a problem in the federal case where this is not available as a defense. And then what you could be leaving yourself open to are essentially having made an argument in state court, yes, he did it.
Jessica, this trial, whenever it happens, will draw a lot of attention for lots of reasons that are some legal, some cultural, some political. Which first trial will we see?
So I think obviously we're going to see the state trial first. When it comes to, legal, political, cultural, I think for those of us watching outside of the courtroom, all of those things are going to happen at once. I think, you and I have talked about a lot of legal issues over the years, and I increasingly think we're seeing almost every legal issue through the lens of our political experience, our social experience. We should remember for the jury, this is not based on their views of what they think of the insurance industry. This is based on one person and his actions and whether or not they satisfy the requirements in state court to show that there was a second-degree murder charge here.
The evidence, the facts, and the law. That's what juries live with. Jessica Levinson, thank you very, very much.